All right, so I'm going to go over how to do this quadratic, and what's going to happen with this one when we do the quadratic formula, the radical's not going to reduce. And I just want to show you what that's going to look like so you don't freak out when that happens. Very simple. It actually makes it easier for you. So let's go ahead. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll write the quadratic formula to begin with. Negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, and that's going to give us what x equals. Because it's already set equal to 0, I don't have to do anything else. But I'm going to go ahead and list my a value, b, and c. My a value, remember, is the coefficient for the b squared term here. So my a value is 5. My b value is the coefficient right here, is the coefficient for the b term, which will give me 3. And then my c value is the constant negative 4. All right, so plugging everything in, I've got negative 3 plus and minus the square root of 3 squared, and I like to put in parentheses every time I plug something in, minus a value is b, c value is negative 4, and it's all over 2 times 5. And this will give us, well, I put x a minute ago, but it gives us our b value because our variable's b this time. Let me go ahead and fix that over here. Boom, that's out. That'll equal b here. And there we go. I don't like that they use the variable b because I've got to be over here. I don't want you confused. In this case, we're just trying to find that variable. So don't get confused thinking that this b is the same as that b. It's not the same. This b is just the coefficient for the which would be normally the x term. It's the term that doesn't have the squared, and it's just by itself. It's just 3b. So that coefficient, and by now y'all know that if you've been paying attention and doing the rest of your work. But anyway, moving on, all you have to do is work everything out like you normally would. 3 squared is 9. I'm going to subtract 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 4 is 80. So I'm going to it's a negative 4, so it makes it negative 80. It's all over 10 because 2 times 10 is, or 2 times 5 is 10. Now when I combine 9 minus the negative 20, I get the square root of 29. It's all going to be over 10. The square root of 29 doesn't come out evenly. You can't, there's nothing to do with that. You can't take the square root of 29. So, only thing I have to do here is type that in like that. This is my answer. So on delta math, I would type in negative 3 plus and minus, and yes, they do have that sign, the square root of 29, and it's all over 10. So I just make a big fraction, put all this stuff on top, and I'm done. Let's go to the next example. All right, on this one, before I do anything, I gotta get that 2, or that 2m over to the left side because I gotta make it 0 out and cancel everything out. So I'm gonna subtract 2m on each side. And I get 4m, well, if I could write an m, I get 4m squared minus 7m minus 1 equals 0. Remember, the quadratic formula is going to be negative b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. And that's all going to be over 2a. So let's go ahead and determine what our values are. Our a value is 4. The b value is negative 7. The c value is negative 1. They come from here. A value 4, B value negative 7, C value negative 1. Don't write the letters. You don't ever write the variables here. All right, you're done with those variables. You don't need them anymore. So I'm going to have m equals negative b, so negative and negative 7 plus and minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times my a value of 4 times my c value of negative 1. It's all going to be over 2 times 4. When I put all this together, I end up negative 7 makes positive 7. Plus and minus the square root, negative 7 squared is 49. And then I have 4 times 4 times negative 1. 4 times 4 is 16, times negative 1 makes it negative 16. So I end up with minus a negative 16. It's going to make it positive, but I wanted to write it out to show you where the signs are going. 2 times 4 is 8. So now I'll just go ahead in the next step. Negative or positive 7 plus and minus. I can't do anything with that yet. I have to put these together. 49 plus 16 is going to give us 65. It's going to be over 8. This does not reduce. And because that does not reduce, that's our final answer. And that's as far as we go with it. That's an exact answer. 7 plus and minus the square root of 65 divided by 8. That's it. And that's exactly what you would type in for your answer.